The Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. We all know the Shadow Temple from Ocarina of Time, right? Well, it's a cool dungeon and all, but it's dark and mysterious as hell. And today you will learn all the secrets of this place. The Shadow Temple is one of the 5 major temples in Ocarina of Time, and is located in Kakariko Village, its graveyard. This temple was built by the Shadow Folk, also known as the Shaiks. The temple was built with unknown reasons. The temple is also referred as the House of Death. It all started a couple of years ago, when a shadow beast known as Bongo Bongo was sealed away in the well in Kakariko Village by Impa. But Bongo Bongo freed himself from the seal when Ganondorf took over, and set Kakariko Village aflame. Sheik tried to stop Bongo Bongo, but she was no match for him. And Link also failed in doing so. Link gets knocked out, and Bongo Bongo flees to the Shadow Temple. Sheik wakes him up and points out that Impa is at the Shadow Temple, and is going to try to seal Bongo Bongo away. But she needs help. And so you learn the song of Nocturne of Shadow, to get into the Shadow Temple, and so begins the adventure to stop Bongo Bongo and his sidekicks, which is the mini-boss, Dead Hand. The main items you use and get in the Shadow Temple is the Lens of Truth, which you get from Dead Hand in the well, and Hover Boots, which you get in the Shadow Temple, also after defeating Dead Hand. The dungeon is filled with the worst creatures from Hyrule. Creatures like Floor Monsters, Gyptos, Stalfos. But there's something dark behind this dungeon. Bongo Bongo is believed to be a former Sheik. This is because when Link talks to Shakashi near the house of Skulltulas, he states that a long time ago there was a man in this very village who had an eye that could see the truth. Now usually you have to train your mind's eye to see the truth, but this fella, he had a different way of doing things. His house stood where the well is now. The shape-shifting monster could be this man, due to the fact that Bongo Bongo has one eye and was living in the well. This story is also a reference to the Lens of Truth. The main theme of this dungeon is dark and full of smiling and hooded skulls. They often whisper warnings or advice, but only Navi can hear it, and that makes it a bit creepy. With its dark theme and the execution devices and blood on the floor, it's pretty creepy alright, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. There are also a lot of wind elements, like fans. Those are probably bits and pieces from the cancelled Wind Temple, which didn't make it in the game. Some even believe that the temple was built to absorb all evil from Hyrule, to keep it peaceful. This is based on the whisperings of the skulls in the dungeon. They give some sort of clues to this. The temple is cleansed when you defeat Bongo Bongo, and that's how the evil spirit comes to his end. And Impa reveals herself as the Sage of Shadow. I hope you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment about your experiences with this dungeon, cause it's pretty creepy alright. And also visit my channel for more theories and Zelda stuff.